Hey everybody, I hope we're live. I know we are. I'm sorry, I was just messing with Matt. Thank you for joining us this evening on a wonderful Saturday evening. That was redundant. For Urban Shadows, we are here on Variant Roles. We're going through a game titled Juneau, What Darkness Cost. It's sort of our little foray into the Powered by Apocalypse system. I'm your MC, Taryn Winnie, and I will be pretty much just guiding these wonderful folks through corruption and debts and some other crazy things that will be going on then. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off, let my players introduce themselves and who they are playing this evening. We're going to start it off with our lovely Matthew Foreman.
Hey, that's me. I'm Matt.
It is you. Hello.
I'm Matthew Foreman. I'm Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. And I am he/him pronouns. My character is Peter Poindexter. He's a specter. He also uses he/him pronouns. And I'm very excited to be here.
Awesome. Marie.
Hello,
Maria.
I am
Sorry.
Maria, also known as Happy Capster on the internets. She, they pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Kay Belton, the tainted they, them pronouns. And I'm excited to play, you guys. So excited.
Sound like it.
That was really
Passing it on to Max.
Hey, Max, LMax220 on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing the aware Red Abernathy, private investigator.
Alrighty then. You're not excited to be here, so good to know.
Nope.
I'm drunk enough to be here. I'm good.
Oh, okay then. Ty, last but not least.
And I'm Ty. I use he, him pronouns. I am Ballroom Brawler on Twitter, and I am excited to be here.
Awesome. Who are you playing?
And I am playing Brody Jensen, the Oracle.
Okay, so yeah, if you didn't join us last week, we just kind of set up session 0 stuff, talked through some of the playbooks that they're going to be playing, established debts, who owes who what and how much, and sort of weaved the web together of our PCs. So, you know what? I think we're just going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to do some hard scene setting for you. Brody, you find yourself sort of weightless in a dark, pitch black area. You feel a slight breeze blowing through your hair, and you feel yourself begin to sort of arise. And as you're floating, you begin to float faster and faster. And as you're floating, you see a small orb sort of about 20, 30 feet ahead of you. As you're floating, you catch it, and you feel yourself as you touch it drop. And now you're just hanging on this orb. And you look down, what you see is a semicircle sort of pieced apart by 2 lines, and then a smaller semicircle on the other side. And as you look up again, you see the orb that you're holding burst like a firework. And you begin falling and falling. And as you're falling, you see other orbs in the sky begin bursting like fireworks, popping. And soon you see nothing but darkness, and you jolt awake in your bed to a knock on your door.
Wicked dreams, my dude. All right, I'm gonna wake up, put on a robe, and I'm gonna answer the door.
It is your landlord. Tell us about your landlord.
She is a 80-year-old woman. She smokes heavily, and I often pay rent late.
That actually is why she is here this afternoon. And it is this afternoon. It is not morning. It is about 3:00 as you look down at your watch. And she has got her robe on. Her hair is in curlers. She is bundled up. It is late November, or early November, but we're in Juneau, Alaska. It's cold out. She has very heavy set slippers on, small arch in her back, and she sort of and she's got one of those like voice things in her throat because she smokes so much, and she just, darling, it's a little late on rent again this month.
Oh,
We're gonna have problems, Brody. I'm gonna have to kick you out.
Eunice, I'm totally sorry. I'm coming up with it. I've got a couple clients coming in later. I'm gonna make the money back, and I will write you a check, and it won't bounce again.
You
This
have
time.
till 5 this evening. You have 2 hours.
You're so tired.
You have 2 hours.
2 hours. I got it. Don't even trip.
And she sort of just begins to shuffle away as you have now sort of realized that you're in a bad situation. What do you do?
I am going to pull out my cell phone, and I'm going to call Benji.
Okay. What are you going to do with Benji?
Benji? Bro?
Hey, man. What's up?
Bro, I'm a little short on rent. I know I've been helping you build this drug empire. If I could just borrow a couple hundo, I would be most appreciative.
Sounds like I'm doing you a favor.
Benji, well, I would consider...
You going to owe me one for once?
I'll owe you one, Benji. I will owe you one.
I'll be right over. And he clicks off. You now owe Benji one debt.
Okay.
5 minutes in. That was fast.
Wow, that was fast.
So as Benji is making his way over to Ty's apartment, we're gonna set the scene now with let's pin over to Peter. Peter, you are it is mid-afternoon on a Thursday. It's a little cold out. You've been following your assistant around, doing your usual haunting. What's your assistant's name again?
Felicia.
Felicia is actually out on a mid-afternoon coffee date. And as you are sort of watching this scene sort of take out, you're floating there, you're doing your usual Spectre thing. You notice through the window pane, someone is taking pictures of this meeting. What do you do?
Fuck, I don't know. They're taking pictures of the meeting. What have they been talking about?
I don't know. What have they been talking about?
Shit, I don't know.
Is this an innocuous dinner date or a coffee date? Has this been business?
Has this been business? I don't know. I would say it has been innocuous. I don't know why this person is taking these photos.
Okay. Yeah, but they're still taking photos.
I'm gonna float on over to the photographer and just watch him.
Okay. I think there's a move for that.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like you're trying to figure someone out.
Okay. How do I do that?
So you are going to roll with mind.
First roll.
Figure someone out. Oh, it's right here. Is this advanced?
No, you are not advanced.
Okay, that's a question for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Boop. 9.
A 9. That is a partial success.
Yeah, it says it right there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Let me get back to my screen, my Zoom screen. There we are. So on a partial success, you hold 1. They hold 1 as well. So,
what does that mean?
Basically means you can get one of the questions while you're interacting with them. So you're sort of, I guess that would be if you're trying to like have a conversation with them. I might have messed that up, but.
Well, can I? Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. So. Do any of those questions fit your fancy on the hold on figure someone out? Something you're trying to figure out?
I don't see those questions.
Okay. Who's pulling the character strings? might be with something else, but we're just gonna roll with it. So, what's your character's beef with? What's your character hope to get from somebody? How can I get your character to blank? What's your character? Nope.
Who's pulling their strings? I don't know. Do I see like are they sloppy? Do I see like a mark on them, a tattoo, a business card?
You do see a press badge.
There it is.
Yeah. So it is a local. It's actually the local newspaper press badge.
The Juneau Bugler.
Yes.
Perfect.
So, and then they get sort of a chill, and sort of like it's one of those things where he's taking photos and he like peeks up, looks around, and I think somebody's watching me, and he sort of starts packing up and hurries off. What do you do?
I'm going to follow them.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll cut there for a second. Let's see. Red, you have found yourself at the bar, specifically your bar, your usual haunt, that is the Narrows. You've currently had maybe one too many. And Steve has begun the process of slowly cutting you off.
Come on, Steve. Come on. I got. Which eye is it? Which eye is it? This one. I need to drink this away because it hurts like hell.
I figured. Usually they hurt like hell, but yeah, that's actually drinking's how you got that one too. So
yeah,
that was this morning. Remember?
No, I thought that was. Oh, they all kind of run together at this point. Ugh. Fine, if you're going to cut me off, I'll just one more, something weak but not too weak.
I think I got you there, and he just like does the little like the spray bar thing under the bar, I forget the nozzle with all the different like pop options. Does water, like sparkling water. And just like sits it in front of me. He's like, and he takes a little like half pour of vodka into it.
Sociable.
It's about this time. You get a tap on your shoulder.
And who do I see when I look over?
You see sort of a lithe fellow, sort of lanky, but tall still, has sort of a leather vest over some sort of like corduroy button up, khaki pants, hiking boots, sort of like a ranger hat. It's my stool.
Well, you weren't sitting here when I got here this morning, so must be mine.
Well, normal folk don't usually start drinking before noon, so I have to ask you.
What else is there to do in this town?
You seem to have found plenty of stuff to do, Red.
Oh, shit. I haven't introduced myself to many people. All right, what did I do to you?
It's not what you've done, it's what you're going to do. You're going to get out of town.
Look, I'm up here for a reason, and the money that was spent to get me up here wasn't spent for me to stop in, get drunk for a couple weeks, and fly home.
I'm not saying that's what you got to do. I'm not saying you got to go home. Just saying you can't stay in Juneau.
Oh, Juneau, come on. Here for a reason. I gotta figure it out. If you give me some answers, I'll be heading out of here as soon as the next flight lets me.
I don't got answers. I got problems.
Care to elaborate a little bit? My mind's a little bit addled.
And at this point, he sort of pulls out a switchblade. This ring any bells?
Should it? Is this a threat? Is this a
Yes,
deliberate
he is
threat?
definitely threatening you at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna just stick my hand in my jacket and push so that the snub nose pistol I keep under is pushing my jacket in a very obvious motion, but it's just my finger.
Okay.
And
Let's
aim it in his direction.
see if there's a. I feel like. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's a move for that, but no, not right
Is
now.
there a threaten? Is there like a threaten
There's
move?
a mislead, distract, or trick, but that's not really what you're going for here. So,
Well, I would say mislead or trick, possibly.
Tricking him into
Yeah.
thinking I've got a gun aimed at him.
Yeah. What's your sort of what's Red's thought process right now? Is he going to want to try and get away, or is he going to try and actually like get in a fight?
I just want him.
Those
to
are
put
two
away
different.
I want him to put the knife down.
Okay. I'm going to say that's persuade then.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right. So you're going to roll with heart.
Excellent. I got a +2 to that. Nice. So it's a 5 and a 4. So it's a total of 9. No, sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
nine
plus two. Okay. Yeah. So that is a success. So what are you doing to threaten him? So you've got the pistol. Do you say anything along with that, or are you just like, is it like a straight up show of force?
I'm just gonna say, look, I don't want to use my gun if you don't want to use your knife, but I gotta leave Juneau. No sense in me not leaving a trail here if I gotta. But can we just sit down and talk about this beforehand?
He's kind of eyes you for a second, reads that you're being pretty serious about the whole you've got a gun thing. It's not wise to bring a knife to a gunfight. Sort of flicks it closed, pockets it. All right, I never saw you, but can't say I won't come back.
Well, tell me who sent you. Maybe that name will scare me a little.
I'd say you're gonna have to try and persuade him again. You threatened him, but this is a different interaction.
Definitely.
You're trying to get information out of him now. So
yeah, and I might have something for that as a PI.
Yeah, check your moves. Don't be afraid.
See, my aware moves, I chose Snoop. Keep an eye out for trouble, roll with mind. Hold 3. On a 7 and 9, hold 1. While you're there, spend your hold to ask you one question.
Yeah, that would have been done before we set the scene, though.
Okay.
And that's like more if you're going into a situation you're prepared for.
Yeah, this guy wouldn't be considered politically important, so.
So probably just a roll, probably a persuade again.
Okay.
Because you're trying to now like get information out of him as opposed to threaten him. So.
Okay, that's only a 9.
Only a 9. So that is a partial. So they get to modify the terms or demand a debt. So what's your terms? You're trying to get him to tell you what exactly do you want to know from this guy who sent him?
I want to know what faction would have sent him if this threat, because he knows my name. I want to know who knows my name in this town that I've been asking around. Is this guy a vampire? I haven't really looked him in the face too much.
Yeah.
So I want to know what faction he is.
So you want to know what faction he is or who sent him?
Oh, I'd like to know what faction sent him.
Okay.
What faction wants me gone?
So he's gonna sort of like look you in the eye and say, that might have to cost you either now or down the line. You can pick. You can pay, or we can come to terms later.
You know what? If I'm still sticking around town and I see you again, sure, but we'll figure something out for later on down the road. I'm not really in the mind frame to be making any decisions right now. So
let me pull up my MC page. This guy's name is Lawrence. You owe Lawrence. I was going to say Lawrence Fisher a debt for information. So he kind of looks at you and goes, "You didn't hear it from me, but let's just say the fellas who aren't looking forward to or that are looking forward to the sun going down have some issues with you where you've been putting your nose. So basically tells you that some folks with the night, you can glean probably that you've been putting your nose in the vampire's business, and they're not happy. So
I'll just say thanks a lot, buddy.
it's about this time. Actually, at the beginning of this confrontation, Kay, you got a text message from your old buddy Steve, who works the bar down at the Narrows. That text just says "Red Alert."
I like it.
Been sitting on that one all day.
Okay. I'm probably.
What are you doing, and so how do you respond, and what are you doing when this text comes in?
I immediately roll my eyes as hard as I possibly can. I was envisioning myself. I'm probably at what time of day is it?
I double muted. About 3.
3. Okay. I'm probably at the museum.
Okay.
The Alaskan State Museum.
Seeing what's his face?
Seeing my boo
George?
Garrett.
Garrett, yes, Garrett.
So I imagine that we're just hanging out either in like the small cafe area that they have or in the employee work lounge because Garrett is clingy and likes to cling. And so I see this text and I roll my eyes and kind of look over to Garrett and say, I have to go.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Can't stay?
No, I'm sorry.
And you can see he's just starting to like get visibly upset at this point already.
I know. Well, listen.
You're just
all right.
out of here.
I know.
Does it work? It's always work.
I know it's always work. And you know how work is. I mean, listen, tomorrow night, let's go somewhere nice.
Okay.
Maybe
like just like
a walk on towards like where the shoreline, a nice like dusk dinner, picnic. Make it nice.
Sounds nice. I'll pick you up at 7.
Okay.
Then
give him a little peck on the forehead. And then as I have a smile on, and as I step up and I leave the room, it instantly turns into like a. And I make my way to where this red alert is.
Okay, yeah. So you start heading towards the Narrows.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna cut back to dealing with Benji. Benji has arrived at Brody's location. So Benji shows up. He's got his like, normal. He's got like one of those like puff jackets, like snow pants on. It's November in Juneau. Big stocking cap on with like one of the balls on the end. Sort of a scraggly beard, like hair pulled back in like a kind of a mid bun in the back. What's up, man? And he just
many thanks, my dude. And I'll bring him in for a hug.
Good. Yeah. And kind of does a little like double pat on the back. He like pulls out a wad and it's like, what you need, man? What you need? Couple hundred?
Yeah, probably like about 3, I think. Mine's not that much. Yeah.
You just want to pay cash?
Yeah, that sounds well. No, yeah, I'll do cash. That sounds good.
Okay, so he just like unrolls a couple more hundreds, hands them to you. It's Juneau rent. It's like $500. It's not bad. It's like, especially in the apartment that you're in. It's
$500 for a 3-bedroom house with a fenced-in yard. Yeah,
exactly.
I've had one of those before.
Oh, me too. I grew up in rural parts.
Oh yeah, it's like, are you all of this? Not one of the rooms for $1,000. Anyway, that's real life being in. So it's like,
too real.
I got you, bro. And he just like hands you so So what you up to now that you don't have to pay?
I'm sorry, one more time?
What you up to now that you don't
Oh,
have to scrounge money?
I don't know. I might see some clients later. I might, I don't know, might go on a trip or two, if you know what I'm talking about.
I got you. I got you, bro. Actually, I've been kind of talking up your services to a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of really into that sort of like shit that you do. She's been itching to figure some things out in her life. You know what I mean.
I do.
Um,
I do.
and yeah, so actually, I was thinking if I could borrow you, we could go take care of that. So
Yeah, let me just go. Let's have my head downstairs, pay the rent, and
yeah, let's do
roll on
this.
out.
Cool. So yeah. So you guys pay the rent, you drop that off.
Um,
Whose car you're taking? Actually, Benji took public transportation, let's be honest.
let's make my beater. But before we go, I want to pay the rent in person. I'm gonna
Okay.
knock on Eunice's door.
Hello. Oh, hey, Brody.
Yeah, don't, Miss Eunice, don't worry. I got it right here, and I'll hand it to her.
This is surprisingly on time for you.
I know. And as soon as I grab her hand, I'm gonna skim the surface and read her mind.
Yeah. Okay. So tell the audience what that is about.
When I touch someone, I can read their surface thoughts, and I roll with spirit. And I got a 5 plus 2, so I got a 7.
So that's a 7. So what happens then?
I want to know what their hidden pain is.
Um, you know what? What was her name again?
Eunice.
Eunice. Eunice is sort of distracted. She just got diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. That's
Take care of yourself, Eunice. Be well.
Thanks, darling. It's been a rough go, but thanks. And she kind of like pockets the money. It's just, you're all right, Brody. You're all right.
You too, Eunice. You too. Namaste, and I'm gonna walk off with Benji.
He's a hot piece of ass.
I know.
Bring him around more. Then she closes the door.
I didn't know that I was Benji's landlord.
And I'll head off with Benji.
Okay. And then I think we'll head back to Peter. You've been following this fellow. It's a pretty basic looking press badge is what you caught. You follow him for a couple of blocks. He didn't park close. He seems to be some sort of I wouldn't say expert at this gig, but he's definitely not a newbie at the snooping job. And as he gets in, he sort of like pulls that press badge back, tosses it into the car. And you can see or actually he doesn't toss it. He opens up some like case, and there seems to be all sorts of like different IDs and just things that wouldn't preclude someone working for just one location. And he sort of sets that. There's a 9mm in there. There seems to be some sort of camping gear set up in like the back of this RAV4. We'll call it a RAV4.
Nice.
Yep. He sort of like sets all of his gear in there, takes a look through the film a little bit more, and then gets in the driver's seat of the car and begins to make a phone call.
Just gonna sit in the passenger seat.
Okay.
I'm looking around. I'm just like looking around and being a total creeper.
Okay. Yeah. So you're sort of listening and literally eavesdropping.
I'm gonna begin manifesting. But I'm going to.
Okay. So the first part of the conversation is, "Hey, boss, got the photos. Not sure what you want with that. Seems pretty benign, but yeah, I think somebody was on me though. I had to get out of there. I'll stick on the target and we'll see what the fuck. Gotta call you back." And he just
I'm going to spend a corruption to just do. He can hear me.
Okay, so you're doing just one, so he doesn't see you or anything.
Nope. And I'm just gonna.
No, so he's just like-
I'm gonna remain silent.
Yep. So rewind a little bit. Yep. Felt like somebody was on to me, but I'll try to talk a little more. Get some more pictures if that's what you want. But yeah, I don't see what her problem is with us. I don't think she's gonna get in the way of anything.
I got fucking notebook. This is a guided game where you gotta take notes.
Got a good notebook.
Yep.
Okay, so
Okay.
he finishes the call.
Yeah, he finished the call. He's like, "All right, yep, got it," Okay.
Recorder.
and then shuts it down. And then he rolls the window down a little bit, unloads a pack, pulls out a cigarette, lights it up. His job is shitty, but somebody's got to do it.
I'm going to say. Why are you following Felicia?
Yeah, that's I didn't hear nothing. That was just weird, intrusive thought shit.
Why are you following Felicia?
All right, who's there? How is this some sort of like audio device? What is this?
Just answer the question.
That sounds like a persuade to me. Roll with heart.
Okay. Boop. 7. Succeeds partially.
Okay, succeeds partially.
Pulled up my little Magoo.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. On a hit, they do what you ask, but on a 7 to 9, they modify the terms or demand a debt.
Okay.
You're gonna have to tell me who you are first. Or whatever you are. What the fuck is going on? Before I give you any sort of information.
I'm an administrator for the city.
Oh, it doesn't tell me a whole lot, but
Or I used to be.
Okay. So curious how you got this audio device in the car, or whatever. What does Matthew's ghost voice sound like? Is it like
Like I'm
ethereal?
speaking. Oh my god! Like the supernatural aspect of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ethereal? No, I wouldn't. I don't think so.
Does it just sound like Peter did before?
Yeah,
Is it sort of like
It might
sort of
sound
pretty
ethereal the more corrupt
like-
he gets, but for now it sounds pretty.
You're talking into a can.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
probably a little.
Oh.
It's probably a little muffled, but it's not. It's not supernatural. We'll see how more corrupt he
Gotcha.
gets. What happens?
Yeah. So he's just sort of like, for right now, he thinks that whoever you are has some sort of like audio receiving and recording device, just that is like talking to him. But I guess that information does good for me. I can work with that. I got paid to. I work for. I don't want to say side gig, but do some under the table stuff for some wealthy individuals in the city.
I see you come.
That's
near,
it.
I see you come near Felicia again. We'll have a problem.
It's hard to feel threatened by a voice in my car, but I also like how this guy's from New Jersey, apparently. but
It's in your car. It's in your car this time.
all right.
Next time it'll be somewhere else.
You're threatening him, aren't you?
Yep.
I'm gonna have you roll persuade again.
do 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 do. Persuade. I'm so good at this. 7, partially succeed.
Hey.
Same roll. Okay. Let me just. Yeah. So his. And How about this? I've got an idea. How about I misplaced the memory card from today. And maybe you owe me one. Maybe I get some information from you down the line. Down the line, if I need someone in the know, I could come to you.
That works for me.
Okay, so you now owe. What is this man's name? Leroy Erickson.
Might as well be O to B Jones. Perfect.
Yep. You owe Leroy Erickson a debt.
Oh, wonder.
Or
okay. Staying away from Philippe, for throwing away the memory card.
yeah, he got to alter the deal a little bit. Pray I do not alter it further. Sorry. Could not. Anyway, so that we'll wrap up there for now. Who haven't we hit in a bit? We went back to Brody, went back to Matthew. I'd say about this time, Kay, you end up at the Narrows. I'm gonna put you guys in the scene together, you and Red. You as you're going in, the live man, Lawrence, you don't know him, but he's in this leather jacket with a corduroy shirt and khakis, sort of bumps past you and says, "Watch where you're going."
I just watch him as he goes.
Okay. He gets on or in a little I want to say an old beater, station wagon. He's in a station wagon. It's kind of car Lawrence Fisher would drive. But as you step in, you see right at the bar, and Steve has poured him and himself a shot of whiskey.
I head over and slide into the stool next to Red, and I'll just kind of motion at Steve for one as well.
Okay. He pours you on out, sets it there, pours another one, refills Red's glass. I was gonna cut him off, but I think you've got your boys here have got some problems.
I kind of lean over, and does he have like his arms on the bar?
Oh, he's got him.
Like
It's that or he's leaning.
Sweet. Kay's gonna like slide over and just like reach an arm through his arm, like the crook of his arm, and just kind of like lean next to him, like really close to his ear, and say, "So Red, what'd you do?" Just really loud, like right into his ear.
I went deaf because you just yelled in my ear.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, I'm thinking a bunch of fangs don't like me very much, and they want me to go home, which I kind of want to do, but not yet.
Why would a bunch of fangs not like you? Good old Red.
I don't know. Maybe my name sounds like food to them, but they can't eat me. I'm looking for one. I mean, I was down at that place by the river, and they chased me out of there. I got a nice little look at that. Look, it was fresh too. And I guess they don't like me asking questions. I'm just looking for the kid. But the more they tell me to go, the more I know I need to stay.
Is this the first time that I've heard of Red's like child pursuit?
I feel like you know that I've been messing with the vampires looking for somebody. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I owe you for pulling my ass out of the fire a couple times, so you probably know that I've pissed off the vampires looking for something to do with the vampires.
Okay. Kind of like Kay sits up a little bit and kind of looks a little confused. Say, I didn't take you as like a fatherly sort of figure. Why are you looking for a kid?
Well, that's what I got paid to come up here for. Some little punk kid of a prominent fang down in Des Moines was telling me to come up here and bring his son back, or at least send word on what his son's up to. I don't know. I'm looking for a kid who looks like he plays in some punk band, but so far that doesn't seem really like the scene around here. So I'm not really sure.
I mean, the
I've been here a
scene-
couple weeks.
You just have to know where to look. Like, I mean, if I knew someone, Red, who was in this punk rock scene, or I guess she's more alt rock, but say I could get you possibly some info. Just put on a big grin and like still my arm like in his arm, just kind of like bat my eyes over at him.
Oh, look. I might be drunk,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not as think as you drunk I am. And I've been. You come to me in my most vulnerable time, Kay, and I'm going to say yes, but I want to make sure the info's good. And then the answer is yes.
So the answer is yes, is what I'm hearing. Thanks,
Yes.
Fred. And I just tap his arm.
But if it turns out to just be a dead end and you're making me go see some friend's bad band at some trashy club, I'm going to have to say no. But for now, it's yes.
Okay.
So it sounds like Kay is doing you a favor.
Yep.
Sounds like you owe her a debt.
Yep.
Just pile them on there, Red.
Gonna
Pile
add
'em
it
on
to
there.
the 3 already. Oh, me.
Yep. So, yeah. So, Kay, you have successfully traded a debt for services. So,
Yes, and ironically, tonight, my girlfriend Leela and her band, the Shield Maidens, which is an alternative rock group with Slavic/Viking tones, is playing downtown. And that's who I want to go talk to because I know she's thick in the scene. And I say, Red, I have a show that I think you should really come to.
Didn't I just say you better not be?
It's not going to be bad. Not going to be bad. I know. It's not going to be bad.
Well, what's their name?
The band's name or my friend's name?
The band's name.
They're known as the Shield Maidens. It's an all-girl alt rock group.
That's a better name than the kids' band, Thunder Tunts.
Did you? Okay.
I didn't mispronounce it. It's Thunder Tunts. Now you see what kind of kid I'm looking for. I mean, his name's Chadwick. I mean, it's going to be an easy name to find if your Shield Maiden friends have heard about him.
It's just a slew of terrible names.
And you see Steve's just got his like arm and like the bottle in one, and he's just like nodding along at this whole conversation.
And I'm making sure I'm saying this when no one else is nearby.
Yeah. You guys are pretty much the only one in. It is like 3:30, 3:45 in the afternoon. Like it's.
I have as an aside, I have not touched my shot at all.
Yeah.
At all.
And if I notice this, I reach over and I take it for myself.
All right. Okay, you done with him? I mean, damage is passed. I just didn't want gotta look out for the bar. I got a couch in the back I can sober Red up on. So.
Yeah.
And you'll know where to find him for the show tonight. So
I'm sure it'll be on that couch in the back room.
Yep, that's what I meant. Yep. So
thanks, Steve.
Yeah. What can I say?
You're a softie, that's for sure.
I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt for a second. Permitted the term thick in the chat. It just got me. Sorry. won't happen often. That just really took him up.
Thick in the scene.
Thick in the scene.
They're thick in the scene.
Mournfully Thick is going to be my punk rock band name.
That's right.
That's the opening band. You knew. It's like you knew.
So Kay, are you heading off now?
Yeah, I want to go actually find her. She's probably still working right now.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Cafe.
Yeah, I want to go to the cafe and see if I can just at least let her know that there's going to be this not so typical individual who is going to be
Probably
around.
the antithesis of the scene that you're going to be going into.
Yeah.
So as you step out the door and are like about to get in the car, you actually get a phone call. Caller ID says it's your brother Xavier.
I answer it.
Is this?
Hey.
Oh yes. Sorry, not sis. What's a gender neutral term for a sibling? Sib.
Yeah.
Go with Sib.
Sibby.
Sib. What's up, Sib?
Hey.
What you up to?
Oh, some sightseeing, ran into a buddy. The usual.
That sounds normal. You heard from Dad today?
No, I haven't really been home since like early this morning. Why?
Just he's calling a family meeting tomorrow, so just heads up.
What time?
And it's one of those family meetings.
I know, but what time?
I think it's a lunch, so
Okay.
11:30.
Okay.
They lunch early. They're old. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Okay.
But mom's making her special. So I know.
Okay.
It's not good news. I know.
Okay.
Probably eat beforehand.
Okay.
So
okay. Okay. Are you home right now?
I am. I was about to step out the door actually.
Okay.
We have a family meeting tomorrow. You know how Dad gets. So
yeah. Okay, never mind. I have a date tomorrow night, and I really don't want to miss it.
Well, it didn't sound like super urgent. It's just kind of like one of those like update things.
Right.
Because from the boss man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. Lauren's thing's coming up soon, so we.
Yep.
All the prep work and that and this business in town is getting a little further along. So yeah. And if need be, I can cover your early exit.
Yeah. Okay. Always the bearer of fantastic news, brother.
Hey, somebody's got to do it in the family, and you know that if you weren't in Dad's face, he would forget to tell us things. So
fair enough.
Yep, he's kind of busy. Okay. Anything on your end besides lounging around town, having fun while I do all the work?
Well, it's really hard to make myself known and popular with just average people. It's really, really taxing.
Yeah, I'm sorry you got stuck with that end of the deal. It's kind of fun being the demon.
Yeah,
the enforcer. So.
No, but just curiosity, and I assume I'm in my car.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm gonna get in my car.
Yeah, you got the call while you were getting in. So.
Okay. Have you heard of a thing named Chadwick?
I mean, that's probably the worst name I've heard in my life.
Right?
Any sort of like lead on that? Like, who does he work for?
I don't know who he works for, but like he's some punk kid who's in a punk rock. Okay, you think the name is bad? It's just some sort of like, I don't even remember what it's like. Thunder something.
Wait. Okay, that says nothing to me.
Okay. It was about as absurd as his name was. So.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll keep an ear out if that'll do you any favors. But You know,
Okay.
I normally am the cleanup crew, so
Well, yeah. Um, on that note, I'll probably text you
Yeah.
later today.
oh, are you gonna need my services? Is that
Well, I certainly hope not, but
gotcha?
going
Nope,
to.
nope. Say no
Okay.
more.
Oh,
I gotcha.
all right. Okay.
I
Okay.
have nothing going on, so
Sweet.
because I'm boring.
I mean, I
Catcha.
didn't. You said it, not me. Okay.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
And we'll cut back into the bar as Steve has sort of got an arm underneath Red. And come on, buddy. Let's get you back to the old couch. You can sleep this off. Sounds like you've got work to do.
Give me 3 hours. I can't tell with the sundown
hours.
around here.
Yeah. By this point, I mean the sun is pretty close to setting, like because of Anyway, so you're sort of like it's dusk out. Kind of leads you into the back room, closes some curtains. You got yourself tangled up into some shit, didn't you?
I mean, it's the hazard of the job, right? You gotta stick your nose in places if you're gonna find anything.
I have been there. I have done that, and I have retired. So you
This is my last job, and if I survive it, I'm retiring too.
well, speaking of last jobs, I keep my ear to the ground on things in the city. Keep an eye out for anything in particularly dangerous for the normies in town. Come by tomorrow. I'll pour you a free drink. I got some stuff to talk about.
No, you had me at free.
Yep. So
I'll be here.
okay.
May have a new black eye too, so have something cool like an ice pack waiting for me just in case.
That I can do.
Excellent.
And if you get in a situation that your current room isn't working out, I do have a opening in the back coming up soon in the next week or two.
Yeah, so not a couch, an actual bed.
Yeah, week to week.
Cool.
Probably cheaper than your hotel. Right here at the bar.
That's true.
I'll keep you posted. But yeah. So and then he lays you down. I'm guessing you passed directly out.
I'm just gonna
Oh, you're doing it literally on stream.
Nice method acting.
So
I want a love seat, so I might as well.
Hey.
I refuse to adjust your frame again.
yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, so we're gonna cut over to Brody and Benji, and what do you say your car was? An El Camino?
An El Camino, yeah, it's a beat up old El Camino.
Yeah. Do you have anything of note in the back of your El Camino, and like the little like low pickup back?
Probably some like yoga mats, some clothes, maybe some food. Just messy, general mess.
Just loaded up with stuff. You probably haven't unloaded everything from when you moved up here 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
makes sense. So as you're kind of he's driving you because is your apartment north, south, or on the other side of the river? North. So he's directing you south of town. You kind of get towards the outskirts, and sort of like not a suburb per se because it's 20,000 people. It's not really suburbs for the small of a city, but one of the nicer subdivisions. And he pulls up to a house, and he's directing you. This is her, man. Let me do some of the talking.
Of course.
She works for the city. She's
Cool.
real cool.
Cool.
She's just had some stuff going on in her life, and she kind of needs some guidance, man. Some divination, bro.
I'm here to help.
Yeah. So he kind of like leads the way, and he knocks on the door, and opens it up. Is Felicia, Matthew's assistant.
Nice to meet you. I am Brody Jensen.
Birdie, what did I say about let me do the talking for a
I
second?
just I got so overcome with emotion.
He's real friendly. He's actually from California.
I am.
So yeah, he's a cool dude. He's got some wicked skill sets that
Wicked.
I think they can really like help you out, just kind of mellow and figure out what's going on for you, Felicia. Um, she kind of like waves you in. It's a pretty nice home. It's kind of one of those like very like I don't want to say suburban, but she's a suburban white lady. Like she's just kind of like it's very like IKEA esque. It's out of a catalog. Let's put it that way. She kind of like pushes some things off of a like sort of a glass center table in the living room. She pulls up a chair. Can I get you anything to drink?
Oh, if you have some nice like chamomile tea, I would dig that so hard.
I think I can. I think I can
Cool.
do that.
Awesome.
Benji's like, same, bruh. So he
Chamomile, yeah.
and so she sits about, puts the thing on the kettle on the stove and begins to heat it up. She's sort of talking to you guys as she's having this conversation. She says, so Brody, Benji tells me that you do readings. Is that correct?
I do the palm, I do the tarot. I have like a deck of regular 52 playing cards. You pick one, and I can even tell your future from that. That's how good I am.
That's it's really interesting. I mean, I have to confess, this is sort of my first foray into this sort of scenario. I just feel like I'm getting a lot of I feel like I'm being followed, but sort of I don't know how else to put it. It's strange. I'm just trying to I need something I need guidance or something. I need to see what's out there.
It sounds wicked
and
stressful.
as she's sort of finishing this conversation, the kettle goes off and she sort of pours you guys both tea. She pours herself a cup as well, brings it over, sits it down on. She pulls coasters out from like underneath. They're like there's like a slot on the table that has these coasters built in. Pulls them out, sets them out for you guys. Please keep it on the coaster. It's brand new. So how do we begin?
Let's ease you in, just real gentle. Just if you can give me your hand, I'll do a little palm reading. Just it'll be super chill. You won't feel a thing.
Okay, so she kind of like closes her eyes and sticks her hand out like very tentatively.
And I'm gonna skim the surface.
Okay.
Nine.
Okay, so what does that do?
I can ask her one question. What's her hidden? I want to do the same thing. What's her hidden pain?
Peter, how long ago did you die?
Within the past 10 years.
Within the past 10 years?
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Yeah. A little more than 5, a little less than 10.
Okay. So her current hidden pain is let's see. I think she's feeling stuck at her job.
I feel like you seem to be in a little bit of a rut. Am I close? Is that close?
Yes. And then she kind of like looks and then looks at Benji, and Benji kind of realizes that we're starting to get into territory. She's like, I'm gonna go wait in the car, bro. If that's all right. I've got some business to take care of.
Oh, totally. I got it from here.
So cool. And he like takes the cup of tea out with him, totally absent-minded, just walks off with it. And just she kind of like looks back. She says, yes, that's a good way to put it. It's been a lot. I feel like I've just been doing the same thing a lot. Hasn't really seen a lot of advancement. Yeah.
I don't know a lot about the rat race, but maybe like ask for a promotion or like maybe find a new job with opportunities to advance.
I like what I do, and well, the thing was a few years ago I lost my boss, and been sort of feel like I owe it to him to keep doing the work that we were doing. Really just I feel it's important.
What was he like? Tell me.
He's a good guy. He really, really dug into his work. He's kind of a jerk to me sometimes, but he, in retrospect, it was always just because he was focused on the job. He lived for the city,
He sounds like a complex man. Maybe the best way to honor his memory is to really throw yourself in 120% and just throw yourself into your work. Maybe that'll overcome that hump you are currently just trying to get over.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I should dive in more. And there's been some stuff I really haven't felt comfortable doing, but maybe if I buy in on some of the projects that they've got going on, I can get it done. I can sort of get over this hurdle. I think, yeah, you're right. Sounds right.
Awesome. Yeah, Brody Jensen usually is.
Wow, that was cocky. Sorry. Brody, do you have an office or anything? Like if I need like another reading or...
Totally. Let me give you my cell phone number. And I work out of my apartment. It's a very healthy space. There's I've got candles and beads.
Okay.
And you're gonna feel
sounds
so cool.
Nice. Yeah. She's like, that sounds very vague, but nice. Yeah. Okay. I think I'll do that. And she sort of takes your phone number and does the whole text it to make sure it's the real one kind of thing, or she got typed it right. But okay, thank you, Brody. Yeah, I owe Benji one for this.
Yeah.
Just sort of been...
I will need payment for today.
Oh, that we probably should have discussed that beforehand. But what do you usually charge?
Usually about $200 for a reading like this.
Oh, okay. And she sort of goes over to her purse and is scrounging, and then she looks at it for a second and could you turn around for a second?
Oh,
Not that I don't trust you. I have to.
Yeah. Keep your secrets.
Yeah.
Am I there? Am I haunting her right now?
Are you?
I imagine I would have went back and because I got nothing else to do.
Yeah. Do you normally haunt her home?
Yes.
Okay.
I have nowhere else to be.
Let's say you get back about this time, so you see Brody and her wrapping up, and she's going into this drawer and she sort of reaches up underneath, pulls down a taped envelope, pulls out a couple more $100 bills, and then sets them on the counter, and then tapes it back up underneath the drawer, and then, okay, here, payment for you, and then she hands another 50. She says, a tip for Benji.
Oh, man,
so kind of put us in contact.
Absolutely.
And actually, if you could send Benji in, I have a matter to discuss with him for a second.
Totally. Our business goes hand in hand. Namaste. Hope to hear from you soon. I'll head back out to the car. Send Benji in.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna here you go, my man. I'm gonna hand him all 250.
Oh. Okay.
Payment in full, my dude. And if you were so willing, maybe just a little bit of a weed on the side. If I could just get just a little, my man. The stocks are running a little low.
He's like, I got you, bro. I got you.
Awesome.
Do you want California Gold Rush?
Yeah, not even a question.
Okay.
Represent,
I got you.
man.
I got you. And he kind of pops out. Or I guess because he's just in his stuff. He pulls open his little puff jacket, and there's a pun in there too. Pulls out a little bag and hands it to you. It's I even got a rolled up one in there for you, bro.
Awesome. Appreciate it. She wants to see you, so I'll start now, and then we'll We'll hotbox it in here and
as you get into your car, you notice there's a very distinct smell of weed
Awesome.
already. He's
Great.
already been hotboxing.
Tradesies for sure.
Sweet. And so he heads inside, is there for not more than a minute, and comes back out. It's like, did all right, bro. Did all right.
Do what I
Nice
can.
side business we got going on here.
Absolutely.
Cool. So you guys wrap up. Peter, you've just witnessed the back end of this conversation. Got the tail end of the reading a little bit, as well as her pulling out that fat stack envelope, pulling some money out of it, and then hit them leaving.
I'm gonna manifest just see and hear, so she can see me and hear me.
Okay. She turns around and she like drops the cup of tea. Have you done this before?
Yeah, bitch, I've been haunting her for a few years.
Yeah, so she should have just like every time, Peter, every time.
What were those men doing here?
It's really none of your business. It just
Oh, I guess you're right.
They well, one's, and she holds up the baggie. One's a dealer.
Okay.
So, does that work for you?
What about the other one?
He is. Because do you and Brody know each other at all? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you owe him a debt.
Yeah, not in a good way, but we know each other.
Yeah, he was. I know that he was around during my death, although I don't know how I died. And
Right.
he owes me a debt for having a fucking prophecy about me. But I don't know what that means. I really wish he'd quit doing that.
She's kind of like, so are you doing any sort of like threatening or anything? Or are you
No,
just
I'm not
like,
gonna threaten Felicia. I'm just talking to her.
okay. She's kind of, well, okay. Benji told me about a guy he knows that has some sort of inclination to sort of understanding the threads of fate or whatever, however Benji would put it. And I asked to see him sort of to gauge his understanding, and I thought maybe if he understood that, maybe he could help you. Move on.
Fuck. I don't. Maybe So he's like Miss Cleo.
I'm sorry, I don't understand the reference. Felicia might, but
She's a television psychic.
So good. Such a good
Television.
reference.
she understands the reference though. No, I think he's at least somewhat the real deal.
You called in a psychic to help me move on.
Well, yeah. It's more of just it's getting tiresome, Peter. This has been going on for years.
Oh. Sorry to have bothered you. And I will leave.
know,
I'm gonna follow Mr. Brody. I'm gonna
ride in the back of the El Camino.
yeah. I'm gonna unmanifest and then just slip into the back of the El Camino.
Okay. They probably don't leave for about 5 to 10 minutes as they are hotboxing. So.
Right. I just sit in the hot box. Doesn't affect me. I'm a ghost.
Getting ghost high.
Nope.
No.
Would that be the question? If you died with marijuana on you, would you be able to smoke the ethereal marijuana?
Peter did not smoke marijuana. Let's be honest.
No,
he was a stormwater administrator.
That was a question
for people who are players.
It was a hypothetical. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. So trying to think of where we can jump to. Kay, you were heading over to see Layla, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's at work.
Yeah, she is.
Oops.
So I would imagine, what day of the week is it?
It's a Thursday.
Ooh. Okay.
Collects rent on a Thursday. I don't know, but
I imagine. I think today is one of the days where she runs the coffee bar. So I will try to like casually make my way over to like around the side, not like the front of the counter, and just kind of just like rest my arms on the counter, just like lean over and just kind of wait,
okay.
see if she notices me.
It takes a minute, and she's kind of dealing with customers. She like looks over, makes eye contact with you, gives you a
I
knowing
wave.
like look, and then goes back to serving for a bit. And as you see her kind of like dealing with wrapping up the line that she's got, she calls over a coworker as her kind of man, makes you a drink, does your usual.
Yes.
What is Kay's usual?
I think Kay's usual, and just because it's also my usual, is going to be a caramel macchiato with raspberry syrup.
Okay, extra, love it.
A little extra, yep.
Yep.
It's real good. If you haven't tried it, you should. But that
I
aside,
probably will. But anyway, she makes that up for you. It's a tall, like a tall one, not a Starbucks tall, but like an actual tall. So she comes over and sets it down in front of you. It has like a cup of black coffee in front of her. What's up, babe?
Hey. I was in the neighborhood. I was talking to one of
Right.
my
Of course.
co-workers, I guess. So this show you're doing tonight, it's not an invite only show, is it?
It definitely is. I thought you already got an invite. I mean,
I
you're
know,
coming tonight,
I
right?
did. Oh, absolutely. 100%. 100%. Is there any way that
Good.
you can you see one of my coworkers, he's trying to kind of get into the kind of get into, and I've kind of opened his eyes to like the actual good music of the world, and I was wondering if you could possibly, I don't know, maybe a +1 or maybe like an extra invite or something. And at this time, I'm just kind of like, during just this whole talk, I've just kind of reached over and just kind of like, grabbed one of her hands. I'm just playing
Sounds
with
like
it
you're
a
trying
little
to
bit.
persuade through seduction. So give me a
Yes,
roll.
I am.
So roll with heart.
Where's my heart? My heart is not as high as I wish it was, but that's okay. Oh no.
What did you do? Did you fail?
I rolled a 5.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You know, Kay, I would do a lot for you, but it's kind of important that we set the right scene for tonight with an audience and with the show, because I haven't told you this yet, but I got a record label coming in.
What?
Yeah, they're coming to check us out tonight. Kind of think this might be the big shot for us, and I can't just have anybody there. Like your style is perfect for what I want to see, want to display in who likes our music, but just some rando, some coworker of yours, it doesn't really fit. I'm sorry.
I just thought, maybe, but that, that's fine. It's cool. It's whatever.
Sorry.
Okay. Where was it again? Because I know you told me, and I know it's on my invite, but I just
It's let me think of something here. It's at the Shadow's Respite.
Right.
That you know how to get there, right? You go to the old warehouse district down in the docks.
Mhm.
That's like kind of like built into the back of one.
Oh
that
yeah,
old,
kind of like
mm,
by the pier a little bit. So you got
yeah,
like the,
yeah,
gotcha, yeah.
yeah. So just south of the bridge.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll at least be there, so
Better. And she sort of gives you like a little playful punch.
ow.
Like,
Ow.
oh,
And it's
quit being
I
such a
just
big wuss.
you know, it's one of us has got to wear the pants in this, right?
And it's definitely not you. And she sort of like clinks your glasses again. She's like, but I gotta get back to work. Yeah.
Okay.
But see you tonight.
Yeah, see ya. And I like lean over and I just give her like a quick peck.
Gotcha. Yeah. She lingers a little bit, but goes back to work.
I like turn around and once again I just like roll my eyes and I take a giant drink of this coffee and just kind of do I have Red's phone number?
Do you? Red, does she? Does that? Do they? Does they?
I feel like they would.
Okay.
I feel like Red would have given it to them.
Okay. I'm going to text Red the address and say I would guess that the show probably starts at
It's a 10:30. It's a late show.
Like a late show. Okay. I'm gonna text him and say meet me here at 9.
Meet you where? At the venue?
At the venue.
Okay. Yeah, that goes into the unconscious Red's phone at the moment.
Sweet.
There for him to pick up later.
Hopefully before 9.
Yeah.
I got a wake up call.
Yeah. Okay. I think we'll wrap up that scene for the moment. Red, you wake up a few hours later, sore, still drunk, a little less so, a little bit of a headache, hungry as all get out, and with a couple of text messages on your phone. One from Kay, just says meet me at this. It's got a location like attached to it. It just says meet me here at 9. You have about 2 hours at the moment. It's 7:15. You kind of the other text message is from an unknown number, and it says, let me see, what would this message say? It says meet me here at midnight. And it's got another location.
Like all the way across town from each other.
Yeah, pretty much. The one's down by the docks. The other one is actually north of the city, sort of like one of those rest stops on the road.
Okay. I'm gonna leave my rental at the Narrows.
Okay.
And my hotel is about a 7-minute walk, 14-minute stumble from the Narrows, and I'm gonna go there and try and I'm gonna go there with the intention of showering and trying to put on my second cleanest clothes.
The 3 S's.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a whole lot of the first one.
Yep.
Maybe not shave, but
gotcha. And then are you looking to find any food or anything like that?
I'm pretty sure I keep just a box of just your road food at the hotel. Red doesn't eat very healthy.
Cheese, it's beef jerky.
Yeah.
Red Bull.
It's like
Mountain
those
Dew
like
onions.
it's like those Jimmy John's like warm up burgers you've got in like the fridge, but they're not Jimmy John's. They're like off brand.
Well, I get a room with a microwave. I've also got one of those cheese and pepperoni sticks that you just peel the pack back and they're side by side.
Oh.
Protein.
gross.
If Kay
yeah.
could see you now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fit right into this punk party or whatever
oh yeah.
if they let me
Yeah.
through the door, but I don't know that.
As
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
sort
whatever,
of feeling up the evening, recuperating as you're getting ready to head that direction, you get a call from your benefactor.
Hello.
Status report.
Status report. They don't like me very much, and they don't like me looking into your son's whereabouts, which kind of tells me he's in a bit of trouble or he doesn't want to be found.
Do I pay you to tell me what I already know?
Well, I mean, if I'm allowed to ask more questions, does he know anybody up here? Did he tell you any more other than he was heading to the middle of nowhere? Yeah.
Let's just say that if I had known anything about his intentions in this endeavor, I would not have. I would have tried more thoroughly to stave his leave.
I had a lackey for the vampires come in and tell me to get out of town.
Well, sounds like a lead.
You
Maybe
got
should
any
follow
enemies
up with
here
him.
that you know of?
I have enemies a few places. Juneau is not somewhere that I usually worry myself with ants.
Well, sun sets at 3, so I'm guessing they like it up here.
Yes.
And I have a feeling something's going on that's a little deeper than just vampires gathering.
Okay.
But I heard about
Is
this.
Chadwick involved in that? Have you?
That's what I'm
gleaned any
looking to
information?
find out. They pulled a switchblade on me, but so I was told to leave. But I got a lead where there's this kid in town who I've heard can tell the future. Just
You have a
rumors.
lead.
Haven't
That's
met
all
him
I
yet.
need to know, and it clicks off.
All right.
Just interruption at
All right.
last.
Go get a tan, you asshole. After it's already hung up.
Oh yeah. I imagine so. Okay. So you doing anything before you go meet Kay or yeah?
Just the quick shower scrub and put on something decent.
Okay. Brody, what else are you getting up to?
Oh, I think we're just. I mean, do I know that Peter's around? Can I sense him at all?
I guess because he's in the car with you now. Trying to think what kind of. I mean, you're in tune with just the supernatural. It's kind of like your thing as an oracle. You can definitely sense something, whether it's the weed or whatever might have been added into the California Gold Rush. Maybe you're not sure, but I mean, that's up to you, really. Can you sense him?
I sense something, but I probably blow it off.
Yeah, you're kind of used to that feeling of like the supernatural around you. You're in tune with that, so.
Benji, is there any place you want to go? Because otherwise, man, I'll drop you off at wherever you need to go, and I'm gonna go just fucking relax, my dude.
I think I'm good for the evening. You just like drop me back off at my place. I feel like if I took a bus, I'd end up in Anchorage, if you know what I mean.
Man, I did.
But that was a cool gig, wasn't it? Like,
it was much love, my bro. I appreciate it.
Man, you gotta get up in those in the subdivision ladies and like that, the primo houses, like.
And just hook me up.
I mean, I'm her dealer, so that's pretty much where I knew that contact from. But like you've been saying, man, I'm working on like expanding my marketplace and sort of like getting into a little bit more of the synthetic stuff is
Nice.
the nights. So yeah, like we're moving on up, man. And then I'm doing a whole Fae thing. Still doing that.
Awesome, dude.
But yeah, dude. Yeah, we'll catch back up.
Man,
Yeah.
what's next?
Yeah. Yeah. Def will, and then he like claps and then he gets out of the car. He probably actually didn't drop him off at his home. He just like got out as you were having this conversation finished. Kind of forgot you were going to drop him off. So it's like, whoa. Starts walking.
And I'll drive back to my apartment, I guess.
Okay.
On your drive back, I am going to manifest C in here in your driver's seat.
Okay. Wait, in his driver's seat?
Well, I mean, it's C in here, so I could in his passenger seat.
It's just funny to be like right on top of him.
I could have,
like,
but I'm not going to.
So you're in the passenger seat?
Yeah, I just look over. Hi, Brody.
Hello? Yeah. What was his name? Pete? Petey, was it?
Mr. Poindexter.
Yeah, right. Mr. Poindexter. How's it going, bro?
Fine. I just thought I'd join you for a ride since you got me kicked out of my, out from my only friend that I have.
Who was that? I don't remember. I mean, I had a chill day, my dude.
Felicia.
I was just doing a service. She was real down in the dumps, my man. And like, I was helping guide her to a better future.
She told me she asked you how to get rid of me.
Well, I mean, I didn't know it was like you. I thought it was maybe like a past memory of a boss that was weighing her down with the weight of despair. And I was just trying to unburden her. Just take those shackles off, if you know what I mean.
Do you think I weigh people down with despair?
I mean, this car ride's been pretty rough so far, my dude.
Okay. Where are you headed?
I mean, back home for I was gonna brew some tea and maybe do some Tai Chi. You wanna join me, man? You're more than welcome.
Why don't you go do something more interesting?
I mean, we could hit the town. I mean, whatever. I mean, my spirit is free, and I'm a soul yearning for adventure, my man. What would you like to do? Come with me on this journey.
Well, it's Thursday. Felicia usually stays home and watches this show that I really like called Critical Role. And
Are you telling me she's a critter?
Yeah.
Matthew, I love you and hate you.
But I can no longer do that because of you, Brody. So why don't you entertain me? Find something to do that's interesting.
My dude, I can get you a TV set.
No.
Oh, we can drink. I mean, I have acid. Can ghosts do acid?
I don't.
Because I got a little bit.
I don't do drugs.
There's no time like today.
Let's go find something interesting to do. Well,
all right,
You'll do it.
Fine.
You'll do it, and I'll watch.
Okay. All right. Yeah, man.
That sounded real wrong, bro.
Cool, man. Let's hit the town. I'll turn my car around to head downtown.
Okay.
I love them both so much.
I know.
Right
So
back at you. Do you like how I completely distorted the situation with Felicia?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was awesome.
He'll do it and I'll watch. Christ, Matthew.
Just the worst.
Oh, 12 more episodes, 11 more episodes of this, buddy.
Yeah. So who do we want to jump to? Peter and Brody have now teamed up, as it were, for a moment. I guess we'll get back to about 9:00 rolls around. And Red, are you early or on time or late to this meeting?
I picked up my car, but I think I'm going to be there just at the 9:00 mark.
Okay. Do you have any sort of do you have a roadie sody? Do you have a flask? What do you got going on? Are you drinking at the moment, or are you riding sober for the moment?
I've got one of those a coffee cup, the disposable cups with.
Okay.
It's coffee, but it's got a little extra in it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's good coffee.
It's good coffee.
Good coffee.
It's Irish.
Hey.
Tastes like Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
No,
So Kay, early, on time, or late? Tell us a little bit.
Oh,
about
I'm
persona.
early because I wanna see how I want to get there. Probably like 8:15 to 8:30.
Okay, so you're real
Um,
early.
Yes. To kind of scope it out because I don't think that I haven't personally been here, I don't think. To this particular locale.
This
But-
venue.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say Shadows Respite is actually a pop-up venue. It's not really at one location.
It's just
all
like
the
this.
time.
Yeah, it's like this particular warehouse was empty, and so they're like, "We'll just use it for tonight."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
those Alaskan raves.
Exactly. So I just want to take a quick scope around, make sure that like kind of see if there's a way for Red to get in. I want to make sure that he can get in because I don't want to be at this stupid party. And if I have to be there,
Okay.
so does Red.
I'm trying to think if there's anything move wise that would be sort of inclined towards this. I don't think so though. I don't think there's really a move that
Mm-hmm.
I don't see like hit the streets, that's for a name.
Yeah.
But face name, it's not really a place of power. So yeah, I think you're just gonna be able to just kind of check things out. So what are you looking for exactly with this?
I'm looking to see
Excuse me.
specifically where if there's any like back doors, if there's any like out of the way windows or like roof access or literally anything that I could use to get Red in that's not the front door.
Okay.
Because I can walk through the front door and then let him in if I need to.
Why don't you tell me what there is?
Okay.
So
I imagine this particular warehouse, one side is like, there's like not necessarily the pier, but there's like about like 30 feet and then just like water. And one end of it can open up towards the water. So I imagine sometimes they have like open air stuff, like I would imagine. I would say there's probably some really high windows that are mostly just to let in natural light. And maybe like a door on the three other sides. Kind of open. There's like I imagine this warehouse kind of just being one big room with maybe a couple small like offices.
yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
So I try to find the door that is closest to those offices, a little bit out of the way, and like just like mentally note that for later.
And as you're scoping this place out, because you didn't think I was just going to make that super easy for you.
I mean,
As you're sort of scoping around, as you're sort of turning the corner on one side, you almost just straight bump into Mr. Security Guard.
cool.
This is a large fellow. Looks like he definitely enjoys a protein shake every morning, afternoon, and night. And just is very well built. Just sort of shining a flashlight in your face, kind of giving you a moment to explain yourself. Very inquisitive. You're a bit early for the show. That's what you're here for. Kind of dressed like it.
I'll take that as a compliment. Could you get that out of my face though? That would be great.
No, actually, that's actually part of the job. So
All right. Awesome. Cool.
They pay
Then
me
my
extra,
job's gonna
actually.
be to look at you like this because I can't see you.
that's
at all.
actually fine. I
Okay.
prefer that. So
All right. Awesome. Yeah, actually I was looking for my date. He was supposed to be here. We
What
were.
you do know that the show is at like 10:30,
Oh,
right?
I know exactly what time it was supposed to be at, and there was a particular event that we were going to partake in
Okay.
prior to the show, and he
Okay.
seems to be missing. So I was looking around for him.
Interesting. So you're just waiting around
I'm
to do the dirty. You're definitely lying,
I'm 100% lying.
of course. I think that's a mislead, distract, or trick.
Okay. We're gonna pick different dice this time. All right. Oh gosh. Okay. It's not terrible. That's plus something. Is that plus mind or heart? Plus mind. Plus mind. Sweet. That's a 9.
Okay, on a 9, you get to pick 2. You can create an opportunity, expose a weakness or flaw, confuse them for some time, or avoid further entanglement. So you could pick 2 of those 4 options.
Okay. I would like let's see. I would like to expose a weakness or a flaw.
Okay.
And oh god. Confuse them for some time.
Okay.
I want to kind of follow up and kind of lean in a little bit, still with my shielding my eyes. It's a freaking floodlight. And I say, all right, look, I'm actually here with the record company that's looking at these crazy kids who are going to be playing tonight. I just want to make sure that everything's on the up and up, right?
Okay. I'm going to say the weakness that you expose is that he is a huge Shield Maidens fan.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Ooh,
wait,
yes.
wait, you're with the record label for the Shield Maidens,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
heard
I've
a
been saying for
lot.
years that they need to go like big. Like,
Well, we'll
I
see
just
tonight.
that's actually pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, that gosh, I mean, can you imagine like their stuff getting out there? That would just be like the
I
coolest
mean,
shit.
I've
Do you
heard
think you
enough to be
could
here.
like get me in like backstage, or like I know I'm working security, but I mean I worked in security enough at these events, kind of hear the music, but you don't really get to interact with them. I think you could like give me like, an autograph or something.
Oh yeah. There is one thing though. One of my coworkers, he somehow in the trip over here misplaced his invitation. If you can just somehow, like, he's with me, obviously.
Okay, that's a persuade, definitely.
Okay. Oh no, why not? Why? It's 5.
Oh no. No, I'd really love to, but
Every time I try to help freaking Red.
Red. Red is unhelpable. I would, I'm doing enough just letting you get by. I mean, you don't have any sort of credentials or anything, do you?
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, not with me right now. I have to go get them, but
Yeah. Sure.
I tell you what, I will get you. I will get you backstage. We'll get you to meet at the very least one of the members. Very least.
Okay. That
Hopefully the
sounds
whole
good for
band,
me.
but at least one of them.
Oh, I'm sorry about the flashlight. He like
That's-
unclicks it and just like brings it back down.
Thanks.
Thank you.
No problem.
Now you probably should get out of here.
Yeah. My guess is
I've got it checked out. This is sort of my thing, my job.
Oh,
Pay me
yeah,
to do
and
this,
you're doing a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Give him a little wink.
That's sweet of you. And he just sort of begins walking around the corner.
As soon as he's out of sight, I just stop grinning and just shit. And I'll go try to find Red when he gets here.
Okay, you have about 10 minutes till Red shows up, and now you have told the guard that you are with the record label.
Yeah,
so.
you know.
Like you do.
Like you do.
And you know what? I think before we get any further along, I think that seems like a good place to stop for the evening.
Oh, okay.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
I like the cliffhanger of let's find out what happens later. So and then find out. We'll pick back up again next week with Peter and Brody and the Brody Mans.
Brody Mans.
That is a rough ship. That's all I'll say. Choppy waters, to say the least.
I think I wanted to touch on something. Nobody did any sort of faction moves, but some of you gain debts or owe debts, which means you mark those factions. I want to check on that, but yeah. So I think that's where we'll wrap it up for this evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This has been a blast for session. Yeah. Such a good time. I am Taryn Winnie. You can find me on Twitter at TarzanNoZ. Yeah. Why don't you go around, introduce yourself, where I can find you, that sort of thing. And then what your favorite evening was of our favorite moment of this evening was, not evening of this moment. Yeah. We'll finish. We'll start off with Ty.
I'm Ty. I am Ballroom Brawler on Twitter. Gosh, my favorite moment of the evening was probably reading The Future of Felicia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Weaving the threads together. Matt,
Yep.
bet you didn't think I was going to do that, did you, Matt? Anyway, yeah, Kay, or Maria.
I'm Maria. I'm at Happy Capster, mostly on Twitter, but basically everywhere else. My favorite moment was literally anytime Ty talked. I love him so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Matthew?
I am Matthew Foreman, Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. Follow me there. I just released a gay crime patron warlock.
Right, you did.
I did.
Yeah.
Subclass,
Yeah.
so go ahead and check that out. My favorite moment, I really enjoyed the scenes between. I liked a lot of what Kay did, and the phone call between, like, it was like a phone call or conversation between Kay. Yeah, the conversation at the bar between Kay and Red was pretty hysterical. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And Max.
Max, all Max 220 anywhere else on the internet. My favorite part of the night was that Felicia's a critter.
Yeah.
That was
That was
good.
pretty great.
Way to bring the meta.
Yep, that was very good.
Just enough
Yeah.
to sink it in reality.
Well, and if
Yep.
you notice, Peter said he likes the show too.
Hey!
Yeah.
Better in life and in death.
Yeah. Fortunately, that doesn't work for Molly. Sorry. And I am Taryn. I already said where you can find me and all that jazz. But my favorite of the evening was just getting a chance to begin to tie some threads together, and just weave fates. I am really enjoying the system. But yeah, I think we'll call it an evening there. I have a little bit of like off-stream maintenance to do, just like marking advancements and stuff like that. But you can find us here every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight's time. Yeah, really looking forward to see where this goes. I'm really enjoying all these characters. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Let's see, we've got, you can find all of the dates and times for Dungeon of the Mad Mage below on the Twitch page. Invisible Sun, usually Saturday evenings. That is a very surreal experience, and is sort of the surreal to Urban Shadow Spooky. You should definitely check that out. Those guys are amazing. They're telling a really cool story. Yeah. I think that's it for what we have. I'm gonna stop talking now. So, I mean,
What's your?
bye.